now we're over at Ray Boughen's constituency office here in Moose Jaw on Stadacona Street.
Stadacona Street it is, Lyle.
And we're going to talk to Ray about year end for him and for the Government of Canada and how things are going. So welcome to the program, Ray.
Good to be here, Lyle. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, thanks for inviting us to your place here.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Now, Ray, what I'd like to just touch on is the end of the year. So what are some of the things that you're happy with and proud of that have happened this year for us in our in Moose Jaw's constituency and for the government?
Well, the thing that we're very pleased with is the continuing accent of government in looking at updating facilities and communities across Canada, and particularly for us in our own community here in Moose Jaw. Elgin Park is the recipient of funding dollars to update that playgrounds. We also have dollars that found its way to Pence to update some facilities for Pence. These jobs or these projects bring jobs to the community. It brings a physical sense of belonging. It gives the community another recreational site. So we're happy with that. Roundtables that we tried worked out very well. We had a chance this summer to meet with a lot of the communities in the riding. We're pleased with what happened with input from the communities. We're also pleased with the long gun registry and how that has worked out for us. The registry really is something that didn't prevent crime, didn't prevent any illegal use of guns. We're continue to register guns, but it's not the same program that was there before. We're also proud of the fact that we had marketed freedom up in Kindersley. The Canadian farmers in Western Canada as well as Eastern Canada had a chance now to sell their grain to whomever they wish to sell it to. It's an open market, and we're pleased that that has come together. The latest work that we've been done, or we're working on to get done, is the financial transparency in the First Nations, and that's a private member's bill that's been brought forward by our friend and colleague Clark. Rob Clark is a full-blooded Cree Indian. He's the one that has brought this bill forward to have transparency in the system. We also worked with our government on the Protection of Canadian Seniors Act and some changes in that act to prevent abuse of seniors, and also continuation of the program of income splitting for seniors and others. Helping families, the employment insurance will now cover families that find themselves in financial difficulties due to no fault of their own, a sudden illness from the main breadwinner. There's going to be help there for those folks, so that's good, and that's about a thumbnail sketch of what's happened in the past.
A couple of things you said in there to touch on the gun registry, but also the tragedies of the United States in the last couple of weeks. Not who do dwell on the subject, but Obama came out with a statement, and he says we have to look at the size of the magazines that are on these weapons, and we have to look at the length of the barrel, and we have to look at maybe a registration for or a qualification to own a weapon. And I said, well, it's just looking at the Canadian system. Exactly. And I think that's a positive thing for them to take something from us.
Right.
But the Native thing, I know there's lots of stuff going on in Ottawa about the Native thing, and the chief of the I don't know if it's a Federation chief, it's a woman who is having a sit down in Ottawa trying to talk to the Prime Minister, and nothing's happening there. It's like the NHL negotiations. Any thoughts about that?
Well, Lyle, there's a difference of opinion there. There's the media hasn't had access to all the information. For example, there's been Aka Wapas that kind of a tongue tire there. Reserve has had a lot of help as of late. 22 new homes have been constructed there over the spring and summer. There's a lot of attention being given to those folks. I think that the chief has overreacted. I think that there's a better way to deal through the Indian Affairs operation rather than to stage sit-ins and starvations and those kinds of things. I don't think that they solve anything. You know, if you want to get a solution, you better sit down with each other across the table and work it out. So that's the part that we're championing and hoping it'll turn out favorable for all concerned.
There are also some major changes to the Indian Act that are in the omnibus bill, and those are certainly not in agreement with the native population.
Well, it depends again, Lyle, what First Nations people you talk to. If you talk to the rank and file of the reserves, they're very tickled with the changes in the act. If you talk to the chief and council, they're not as excited about that. They're rather hesitant to endorse that. But the truth of the matter is, full disclosure and transparency holds true for all of us that are recipients of any kind of public money. You can look on the website and find all the MP salaries and exactly what it is we're paid and why we're paid that amount of money.
And expense accounts.
And expense accounts, right. Yeah. Oh, sure. The First Nations folks have not been really held totally accountable for all those dollars that have been spent, although there has been First Nations that have submitted expenditure of revenue dollars. So I guess you say, well, is it fair? And in my estimation, it's fair. I think that, again, we are subject to scrutiny by the public in terms of how we spend public dollars, and that holds true for all of us.
Yeah, now, what things, we'll just move along because our time's going quickly again,
Right.
But what are the things are not done yet and that you hope to happen in 2013?
Well, one of our big projects was the DNA and getting DNA program in place.
That's been a personal private members bill.
It has been. We're pushing hard on that one, Lyle. We have, young Dylan Koshman missing, and his mom quite concerned about that, and rightly so. Another lady out in BC that's had a missing daughter, and the two of those folks have gathered up somewhere in the order of 10,000 signatures on petitions asking the government to bring forward a DNA Act, and so we're working on that. It's not coming as quick as we'd hoped, but we'll stay with it and see how it all turns out. So that was the big disappointment we had. We were happy though with some of the action around things like our Diamond Jubilee Medal. We're going to stage that in February, and we have 30 recipients that will receive those medals, and that'll be kind of a fun event. We have Pamela Wallen coming to make the presentation. Yeah, so we're happy about that. Yeah, so there was that's the big plus, and the other's the big minus, I guess.
I don't know. Pamela Wallen has always been she has a great connection with Moose Jaw, and I think the fact that she wants to be part of the, and is able to come back here is certainly a positive thing. And she's a bit of a superstar politically because people, even though she maybe have a political bent to her, they still look at her as like one of our kids.
Yeah, yes. I think that's a fair assessment, Lyle. She's a senator now, and is doing a great job as a senator. And the other senators that we're pleased is Renelle Andrechuk, and Dave Tkachuk is also a Saskatchewan lad. So we have 3 senators, and we're quite satisfied with the work they're doing.
Yeah. So what things do you want that are going to be new for us, do you think, coming up in the year? What are those kind of things? You got some ideas about that?
About
Well, is there anything that we haven't talked about so far that we want to we want to see maybe starting into it?
Well, I think one thing that we're looking at, Lyle, is the whole veterans.
Yes.
Their concerns, and there's been a number of changes. We've just confirmed today that we're going to have Minister Stephen Lane, mainly out here, Veteran Affairs Minister, and Laurie Hahn, a former jet pilot, fighter pilot. He's going to be with us. We're going to have these two people talk about what's new in the Veterans Act, and there's been a lot of enhancement this year, and Steve is going to present that to folks in where I think we're looking at January 23rd for that event at the Legion Hall here, and we're going to have a whole pension explanation about what's happening with pensions and how the military fits into the civil side. And Laurie Hahn will do that for us. Laurie is probably the most knowledgeable pensioner person in all of Parliament. So yeah, we're happy about those actions that are coming down the trail. And again, we'll continue our work with the DNA and see where that takes us.
Okay. Now, personal things, family. You're getting together with the kids and the great hockey tournament. So there's been some talk about giving the Stanley Cup not to the NHL. Maybe maybe it could be out here in the on the pond.
On the pond, right, Lyle. As you know, there's a pond on the farm with Rob and Patty, and about the size of a rink. So we'll be there taking the kids on for another year. Unfortunately, I think we're going to get beat this year. We haven't lost a game in the past 5 years, but we're losing ground to size and quickness, and this could be a downfall.
When do you go back to Ottawa?
The House reconvenes January 28th, so we'll be there on the 27th and ready to jump into the fray on the end of the month.
So that's a good thing. So you'll be in the constituency office in January for sure. Right. People want to see you. But here's a chance for you just to pass on messages of greetings at this time of year to your constituents. So go right ahead.
Yes. Well, thanks, Lyle. We'd just like to, on behalf of the staff and certainly my wife Sandy, myself, wish everyone in the Palace of Writing the merriest of Christmases and all the best in 2013. Health, prosperity, and lots of fun in the year ahead. And we're hoping that we can join in and do what's asked of us by the constituents, and we look forward to another challenging year, but a year with fun filled too.
Okay. Thanks very much. And so that wraps it up here. On behalf of the Shaw staff and myself, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a festive holiday season. Play safe.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.